You spent 12 years in school, maybe more. You learned algebra. You memorized dates. You wrote essays. But nobody, not one teacher, ever taught you how to actually think. That is not an accident. It is a gap, a massive one. And that gap is why some people keep learning faster, growing faster, and achieving more, while others stay stuck repeating the same mistakes for years. The difference? One skill. It is called metacognition. And once you understand it, you will never think the same way again. And what you are about to learn is backed by decades of cognitive science research. Psychologists study it, top universities teach it, but only at the graduate level. The average person never hears about it. By the end of this video, you will know exactly why metacognition is the most powerful learning tool in existence and how to use it starting today. No special equipment, no paid courses, just your own mind used correctly for the first time. Stay with me. This one is worth it. Section 1. Why you know it, but still don't use it. Let's start with the uncomfortable part. You know what metacognition is. Thinking about your thinking. Monitoring your understanding. Reflecting after you learn. You have heard it all before. So why are you still not doing it consistently? Here is the real answer. It is not laziness. It is not lack of discipline. It is something much more specific and much more fixable. Your brain lies to you constantly. There is a cognitive phenomenon called the fluency illusion. When information feels familiar, your brain signals that you understand it. But familiarity is not understanding. Recognition is not recall. Your brain confuses the two every single time. This is why you can read a page and feel like you got it. Then close the book and remember almost nothing. The words felt smooth. The sentences made sense as you read them. So your brain said, "We are good here, move on," but you were not good. You just recognized the words. This fluency illusion is the #1 reason people who know about metacognition still do not use it properly. They feel like they are understanding, so they skip the monitoring step. They skip the reflection. They move on, and the knowledge evaporates within hours. Here is another reason. Metacognition is mentally expensive. It requires your prefrontal cortex, the slow, deliberate part of your brain, to stay engaged. That is uncomfortable. Your brain actively resists it. It prefers the path of least resistance, passive consumption, autopilot reading, and surface-level learning. Every time you sit down to study or learn something new, your brain is quietly pulling you toward comfort, and metacognition pulls the other way. That friction is real. Most people lose that battle without even realizing it is happening. So what do? You make metacognition automatic before your brain can resist it. You build a system, not motivation. More on that in a moment. Section 2. Advanced techniques most people never use. Most people who practice metacognition stop at the basics. Plan, monitor, reflect. That is the entry level. Here is what the top 1% actually do. Technique 1. Calibration training. Calibration is the ability to accurately predict how well you know something before you are tested on it. Most people are terrible at this. They either massively overestimate their knowledge, the Dunning-Kruger effect, or they underestimate it and overstudy things they already know. Here is how to train calibration. After studying a topic, rate your confidence from 1 to 10. Then immediately test yourself. Close everything and try to recall what you just learned. Compare your confidence score to your actual performance. Do this consistently and you will develop a razor-sharp sense of exactly where your knowledge gaps are. You stop wasting time on things you know. You attack the gaps directly. Elite students, top lawyers, and high-performing athletes all do versions of this. They are brutally honest about what they know versus what they think they know. Technique 2. Metalearning audits. Most people evaluate what they learned. Almost nobody evaluates how they learned it. A metalearning audit flips the focus. After any learning session, ask yourself, did my method actually work? Was reading the right approach for this material? Would listening, drawing, or teaching it have worked better? How long did it take me versus how much did I retain? You are not just learning the subject. You are learning how you learn. Over time, this builds a personal learning profile. You discover that you retain information better in the morning. You realize you learn technical concepts faster by writing them out. You notice that watching videos puts you in passive mode while reading keeps you sharp. That self-knowledge compounds over years. It is one of the most underrated advantages you can build. Technique 3. Socratic self-questioning. Most people ask themselves soft questions during reflection. Did I understand this? Yes. Okay, moving on. That is not reflection. That is a checkbox. Socratic self-questioning is different. It is aggressive. It is uncomfortable. It sounds like this. Why does this work? What would happen if the opposite were true? What assumption am I making here that might be wrong? Can I think of a situation where this breaks down? What is the strongest argument against what I just learned? This technique was used by the ancient Greeks. It is used today by top researchers and critical thinkers. It does not let your brain settle for surface understanding. It drills down until you hit bedrock, or until you realize you do not actually understand as deeply as you thought. Both outcomes are valuable. Technique 4. The generation effect. Before you consume any new content on a topic you already know something about, try to generate the answer first. Before watching a video about a concept, write down everything you think you know about it. Before reading a chapter, predict what it will say. This feels uncomfortable. Your brain resists it because you might be wrong. But that is exactly the point. When you generate first, your brain becomes actively hungry for the correct information. It fills gaps instead of passively absorbing words. Studies show that generation before learning dramatically improves retention compared to passive reading alone. Section 3. The dark side of metacognition. Now here is what nobody talks about. Metacognition can make you worse. Not theoretically, not rarely. It happens to smart, self-aware people all the time. And it happens in 3 specific ways. Number 1, the overthinking trap. When you become highly self-aware of your thinking, you can become paralyzed by it. You start analyzing every decision before you make it. You question your understanding so aggressively that you never feel ready to act. You revise, rethink, and reevaluate until the moment has passed. Metacognition is a tool for learning, not a replacement for action. The goal is to think better so you can do better. If your self-monitoring is stopping you from moving forward, you have crossed from metacognition into rumination. They feel similar. They have opposite outcomes. Number 2, the meta-anxiety spiral. Some people start monitoring their thinking and then start worrying about how they are monitoring their thinking. They become anxious about their anxiety. They overthink their overthinking. This is especially common in high achievers who already have perfectionist tendencies. If you notice yourself feeling worse after reflection sessions, more doubtful, more overwhelmed, more stuck, this is a warning sign. Metacognition should clarify. It should not spiral. If it is spiraling, you need to set boundaries on your reflection time. 10 minutes maximum. Structured questions only. Then close the loop and move forward. Number 3, false precision. This is the sneakiest dark side of all. As your metacognitive skills improve, you start to trust your self-assessments very deeply. You become confident in your calibration. But that confidence can become a blind spot. You start believing your internal model of your own knowledge is always accurate, and it is not. The most sophisticated learners stay humble about their self-assessments. They verify externally. They test themselves. They seek feedback. They do not just trust the feeling of understanding. They prove it. Here is the truth. Metacognition is one of the most powerful tools your mind has. But like any powerful tool, it can build or it can damage, depending on how you use it. You just learned something that 12 years of school never gave you. That is not a small thing. Most people will watch this video and do nothing. Do not be that person. Take 2 minutes today. Apply the 3 steps to the next thing you learn. See what happens. If this video helped you, share it with someone who needs it. Subscribe if you want more content like this. Every week, we break down the ideas that school skipped, so you can think better, learn faster, and live smarter. See you in the next one.